A typical day in the life of a tester is testing and finding bugs. And that is basically what you are going to do on a daily basis. So it sounds simple, correct? Trust me, it's not always as simple. Let's quickly go through a typical workflow of a tester. Once you find a bug, you are going to report it to the team. And which team do you think I'm referring to? Of course, your development team. The dev team is consisted of the QA as well as the dev. So when you find a bug as a QA, are you reporting it to yourself? Of course not. So you are reporting it to the developers team, to the actual developers who developed the piece of software. Then what do you think is going to happen? As you might have guessed, the developer is going to fix it. If it is a small and easy bug, a developer might be able to fix it within a day or two. If it's a big one, then it's going to take a while. The developer will eventually fix it. And what do you think will happen after the fix? You are going to have to close the ticket. Does it make sense? So, first off, when you find a bug, you report it to the dev team, and one of the developers fixes it. Then you close the ticket. Well, seemingly, the workflow is very straightforward and simple. But as a matter of fact, things don't always go green. So, what do I mean by that? Let's start from the very beginning. Let's say you think you found a bug, and the first thing that comes to your mind is reporting it to your team. I'm going to have to tell you, you better retest and try to reproduce the problem before you think you found it as a bug. Sometimes it could be simply your browser issue, or the data that you're using for your test case, or the internet's issue, or the user permission issue. And there are many factors before you conclude that it is a bug. Now let's assume that you tested under all different circumstances, and now you finally and firmly believe that this is a bug. All right, then go ahead and report it. In Jira, you need to create a specific ticket, and the type of that ticket is bug. So we call it a bug ticket. You're going to open that ticket and assign it to one of the developers. And sometimes there will be some drama here. What if the developer thinks it's not a bug? What are you going to do? As a matter of fact, this is one of the most commonly asked interview questions. Can you believe that? Because the way you answer to this question tells a lot about you to the interviewer. And sometimes this could be a huge red flag if you give it a wrong answer. So the question is, what would you do if a developer refuses the bug that you opened? So the situation is, you think it's a bug and you believe it's a bug. And that's why you report it to the team and assigned it to a developer. But the problem is the developer does not think it's a bug, and that's why he refuses it. And how would you handle it? So please pause the video right here and go and Google, how should a QA handle such a situation? The answer to this question totally depends on your knowledge of Scrum. Do you still remember the roles and responsibilities of Scrum? Well, we have a dev team, and that is consisted of developers, testers, and designers. Then we have Scrum Master. It's somebody who ensures that the Scrum process is going smooth. Then who is next? It is the product owner. So what is the responsibility of a product owner? Do you still remember? Who is this person? This person is the bridge between the dev team and the business. This person brings all the business requirements from the stakeholders to the Scrum team. So what does that mean? Well, that means this person knows and is supposed to know everything about this product. That's why the person has a title called product owner and should be able to tell you whether or not something is a bug. Whenever you have a conflict with a developer over a ticket, whether it's a bug or not, simply go ahead and ask your product owner, and that person should be able to resolve the situation. With that being said, this takes us to the next process, software bug lifecycle. It's pretty much a process, just like the development process. The way it works is, first of all, you find a bug. Then you test it multiple times to make sure it's really a bug before opening a bug ticket and assign it to a developer. So if it is a bug, developer will fix it. If the dev rejects it, well, what you do? You'll go and discuss with your product owner. Now let's assume that the developer will fix it. So after fixing it, you are going to have to retest it, then close the ticket. If it's not fixed, then you simply have to return it to the developer, and the dev needs to work on it again. Then once the dev is finished, you will have to retest it. If passes, close it. Otherwise, keep returning it back to the developer. Yeah, this is simply a software testing lifecycle. It is a process of starting from reporting the bug all the way until it's closed. So please pause the video, repeat it yourself one more time, say it. Saying it out loud and thinking it in your head are two different things. Trust me, you really want to say it. First, we open a bug ticket and the developer will fix it. After fixed, we retest it, then close it. This is one scenario. Another scenario is we open a bug ticket, developer rejects it, then we go to our product owner to discuss it. If the product owner says it is a bug, then developer needs to fix it. After fixed, we have to retest it. If the problem still persists, then we're not going to close the ticket. We have to return it back to the developer until it's fixed. I also encourage you to talk about these topics during your group sessions with your classmates or your mentors. Believe me, you are going to learn a lot by simply discussing these topics with other people.